Hey there, Beginning Drawing, it's Brad here, and today I wanted to put a quick video together for you just regarding a couple things. One, our week 4 research project, and hopefully you guys are all working on that and have already watched the original week 4 video. This is a supplemental video, and the reason why I wanted to put it together was because I wanted to show you that I'm still here, I'm still like your teacher, and I'm still engaged. It's not like I'm just trying to use old material that I recorded months ago. I wanted to show you that I'm still here, so if you email me, I will get back to you as soon as I can. You can send me pictures of your unfinished drawings. I can give you some feedback on it, some things to kind of work on as you're going. Anyway, just some of that interaction that you don't, that we aren't really getting to experience with these classes being online. You don't get the same kind of instant feedback that you would normally get in a face-to-face class where you're drawing and I can come in and say, oh, you know, if you just tried this a little bit, it might help. So in that regard, it's hard to do this class remotely, but there's also some really good things. And one of the good things I love about this class is this project that we're working on this week. And it's the creative research project, in which you guys get to really express your own voice, you know, and research a topic that you are passionate about. And so you just pick a subject, whatever it is, and then you spend time thinking about it, writing about it, you know, doing doodles and drawings and just building up information and for a larger project. So, you know, you're going to do a couple drawings, 2 or 3 drawings this week, and then hopefully those drawings will turn into inspiration for a more developed finished work of art, which you'll produce as your midterm. And anyway, I think in my last video you could see that I did you know, one with daffodils, and I just picked daffodils just because I just wanted to show people it could be anything. And so I was just on a walk and I saw some daffodils and it's like, yep, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what happened, and I was really surprised by it. And so I just want, you know, you don't have to pick something totally profound for this, but hopefully you pick something that you're interested in and that you get to really dive deep into. Because one, I am really interested in learning about you guys, and this is the reason why I made this assignment for this online class. I normally don't do this face-to-face, but the reason why I did this for this online class is because I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to really share your voice. All right, and so you get to communicate and to interact with me and to interact with your class. And so I want to see these examples, and I want to just see, like, I want to see what interests you, right, and what's important to you. And so after you spend a week like meditating and drawing and researching it, a subject, I want to see like what happens from that, you know. And for me, art has been such a blessing in my life. You know, this creative research, this is part of normal artistic practice. So for those of you that are a little bit newer to art, which is, this is a beginning class, so it should fit most of you, drawings and artwork, like music and stuff like that, it doesn't necessarily just, it's not all just improvised. I mean, I love improvised music and jams and stuff as much as the next guy, or probably more so. But the point is, a lot of times when you're looking at art, and like especially like great masterpieces and stuff that throughout history, you know, there's a lot of planning in there, and they're usually a result of a lifetime of dedication and research and pursuing something. So that's what we're going to do, like a mini version of that. But in all of my works too, they aren't just like, well, not all of them, but many of them, and more of my successful ones, usually have at least some degree of research and planning. You know, there's obviously improv and just spontaneity that happens within artwork, and I try to retain that. But just spontaneity without planning usually doesn't go very well. At least my experience as being an educator over the years, people without a plan, and it doesn't go very well, you know. purpose is important and direction. You can always have improvise, and you can have things change along the way. And those are, what my hero Bob Ross would say. Those are the happy accidents. Like I didn't think about going there, but it just happened, and I kept it because it was cool. But you can't get there, or at least you don't get there very often, just accidentally. Like you kind of are going on a purpose, and then those things kind of happen, and they shape the rest of it. And so, anyway, it's important to do that kind of creative research, and I just want you guys to experience the joy of this process of researching something and making it really cool. And I'm gonna show you guys what I've been doing this week, and it's a little bit different. I didn't do it in my sketchbook like I normally do, like for this class. And so in that regard, this is not something that you should do or could do, because you're supposed to do your work in your sketchbooks for this class. But me, I don't have to do these projects. I'm the teacher, so I'm doing my own thing. But I just thought it applies. And so I just thought I'd share a little story. So if you're interested in story time, stick around. I'm going to do that right now. If you're not interested in story time, you can sign off right now, and you can get started on your drawings or your other homework that you have this week. Okay, so for those that are leaving right now, see ya. Have a great week, and email me, message me if you want any help. For those that are staying with me for like story time, I'll just share with you what I've been doing this week. Okay, so anyway, so earlier this year during the pandemic, I've always wanted to just take time to learn stuff. Like that's the whole idea with these online classes and the pursuing like your education. It's to keep learning and growing. And I'm no exception. Even as a teacher, like I feel like if I'm not learning and growing as a teacher, I have no business being in the classroom. And so it's important for me to keep learning and growing as well, because to teach is to learn. All right. And so I'm always learning. And so one thing that I have kind of been interested in learning over the years was getting more the digital art. I've never done it. I've resisted it for many years. In fact, when I went to school, they were separated. The graphic arts and the traditional arts were separate. There was a little crossover, and it happened just basically a couple of years after I was out of school. But they were separated. And now they're commingling, and they should be, and they definitely should be. But I have always been more of a traditional artist, and so I've dabbled with Photoshop a little bit in the past for like making some screen prints and some stuff like that. But basically, so this year, 2020, was like, okay, well, what am I going to learn? I'm stuck at home. What are we going to do? And so I ended up getting an iPad and for some digital drawing. So I looked up tablets and stuff, and I was like, I'll just get this iPad. That'll be a good thing for me. Now, if you're not into iPads or whatever, I totally understand that. And if you're anti-Apple, I get that too, whatever. But this iPad's been pretty cool, and I've been learning. So I'm going to show you guys what I've been doing right now. All right, so if you guys want to see some of my drawings this week, and this is my creative research, I'll show you guys what I've been doing. Okay, so here's another project that I've been working on, and so kind of been doing these illustrations on Procreate here, and here I am kind of going through the Gospel of Luke, and I'm illustrating this. And so just kind of showing you, I did these the other week, a couple weeks ago, but I did this one I think last week, and then I started this one this week, and so did that one a couple days ago, and then so it's the and I did this one last night and finished it up this morning actually. And so anyway, that's kind of where we're at with some of anyway, I just wanted to show you guys those these digital drawings or digital paintings, and they're just things that I've been working on this week. It's been fun, and I think these drawings, like I said, I'm new to digital um, uh, drawings and digital paintings and digital artwork, but um, one of my heroes, David Hockney, he's one of my favorite artists. He's been doing iPad drawings for a long time, and so I thought, you know what, if he can do it, I can too. And so he's kind of a little bit of my inspiration in doing some iPad drawings myself. And anyway, I just wanted to kind of tell you like that these drawings they're fun, and I don't know, they're just like sketches, and um, I don't know what they are. I mean, I'm kind of going through, like I said, the Gospel of Luke, just kind of one by one, like verse by verse, and just like trying to illustrate the whole book. But um, one of the things that I think has been interesting in that is just like you get to like really research. You get to study things as closely as you can, and try to figure out. You have to really research, because it's like, you read like Luke, like the gospel, and then you read um, like some of the synoptic gospels. You read what's going on in Matthew and in Mark, and then read like what John has to say, and you try to make sense of them all, try to see if like how they harmonize. And I think that's one of the challenges too. It's like, because sometimes you'll have different events, like is there one angel or is there two angels here at the tomb? And you're like, I don't know. It's like, so it's kind of interesting. You read them all together, and it's like a kind of um, you have to be like a detective in a sense, or like you have to really think. It's not just like so easily given. You have to figure out, well, can they be harmonized? Which you find out that they can. They are. It's not. It takes some thinking, but they are. They can all be harmonized together. And so it's like when you do a drawing, it's one thing to read the text, and or the text, and you see like, oh well, there's an angel here, and then the next time you're like, oh, there's two, and you're like, so for the drawing, like if you only read one account, like you might miss something. But if you read them all together and you do a lot of research, you can really start to paint a fuller picture of what actually kind of transpired. And so I like that, and it's a challenge because sometimes like, and even in those drawings, it's pretty funny. Like, it's like doing the tomb, and to put the tomb the burial cloths in there. It's like, well, are they like, what does that look like? And it's like, and you get kind of like some different account, like what does it look like? And you, like in my first drawing, like it wasn't perfect, and then like you read like the other accounts and trying to assemble it all together, and you're like, oh well, I need to have this burial cloth, this like head covering that needs to be like folded in a separate spot, where you might just have had one burial cloth in my original drawing. Well, actually, I didn't have one. I had two, but still, like I didn't have it one neatly folded, and the other one was kind of messy, and so I had to change those. And so it's just it's a way of learning. And so these are great studies. These drawings I'm doing right now will be great studies for a larger piece, eventually, larger pieces that I'll do eventually. But it's just, drawing is such a great way to learn, and to like, it forces you, like to try to visualize something, or to like hear it out loud or whatever. It forces you to really like analyze it in a different way. And I think that's one of the great things with visual arts that people don't always understand immediately, is like how valuable they can be in learning. And so that's what I got to do this week, and I've been just really excited about it. And I know they're not perfect yet, and I think that's the other challenge, is like, like I've had to change like kind of the times of days sometimes, and it's like, how much work is that to do like digitally? And sometimes you just have to scrap them. Like I've done that with multiple drawings. Like, oh, I had him standing here, and then you realize, oh, I need him to be kneeling, or whatever it is. It's like sometimes you just have to move things around because you don't read the text right, or you don't get the whole picture in just from one text, and so you need multiple sources. So anyway, the point is, it's like that visualizing things and to like work things out through your research can be really important because it helps you learn. All right. So anyway, I just hope you find that helpful, and just kind of showing you what I'm working on. It's something that's been interesting, interest of mine. I'm trying to illustrate the entire Bible. That's one of my goals, lifelong goals. And so I've been doing various paintings, but now it's like with digital, it's kind of it's just another tool in the box. And so I get to just keep learning and exploring new media, I should say, and it's been great. And so I want to encourage you guys to keep learning and growing, and to never stop. You got to keep always pursuing, and to never stop growing. All right. Have a good week, you guys. Hopefully you found this encouraging. If not, I'm sorry. I'll try not to waste your time anymore. Okay. So have a good week. Email me if you have any questions, or if you have, whatever it is, just be in contact, and we'll see it. And I am so looking forward to seeing your midterms and to see what comes from all this research. All right. And we'll chat with you next time. All right. Bye.